Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. Today we're going to take a look at some of the more questionable videos that I've seen over on TikTok in the world of beauty whilst I do my skincare routine because I am running out of time today. But before we get into the video, I want to thank the sponsor of this segment of today's video, Dermatica. You probably know Dermatica for their personalized formulas, and if you watch me for a while, you will know them for their cosmetics range. And they have a team of dermatology experts who you can send pictures to. You fill out like a little questionnaire about your skin, your skincare concerns, and they use that to create you a personalized formula with the right kind of ingredients at the right percentage so it fits your skincare needs perfectly. But I want to share some of my favorites from their cosmetics range. So I cleansed this morning and I love using their Squalane Cream Cleanser. This is like a really creamy formula that almost feels like it's a moisturizer. It feels like you're rubbing a moisturizer on your face that you apply on dry skin. You can use it to remove makeup, sunscreen, you know, the usual. Massage that gently on the skin, add water to emulsify, and then rinse away. And it leaves you with basically moisturized feeling skin, thoroughly cleansed without feeling stripped. I personally like to use this in the morning, but my morning cleanse has to be gentle. It can't be stripping. So this is perfect. Again, onto dry skin, and then go into the rest of my routine. So the next product I show you is one of my favorite serums. So next, I'm going to dampen my skin with a toner, and I'm going to apply the Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid plus Vitamin B5 serum. And I'm going to apply this onto damp skin, not because hyaluronic acid works better on damp skin, but because I like the feeling of a thick serum. Do you see that? On damp skin. I feel like it just glides on better. But this serum is packed with 2 different molecular weights of hyaluronic acid to help add that hydration to multiple levels of your skin. We have Centella Asiatica in here, which is nice and soothing, and niacinamide, which literally just takes care of a whole checklist full of concerns, including excess sebum production, evening skin tone, can help fade hyperpigmentation as well. It's just a really nice daily use serum that really does just set your skin up for the rest of the day and keep you looking plump. But give them a go. You can get 25% off the cosmetics range using code JamesW. And if you want to give their personalized formulas a go, you can use code JamesW20, and that'll give you your first month of your personalized formula for only £2.90, and then 20% off your second month. You can follow the links in the description box down below for all that, and thank you to Dermatica for sponsoring this segment of today's video. Start this one. Sorry, I'll be looking here. My mirror's here, my screen's here. Before we get into this next video, I just want to commend this woman for coming onto TikTok, sharing her story when she probably knew she was going to face a fair bit of backlash, a fair few like, well, serves you right kind of comments.
Do not try this at home or in a sunbed shop. Now, I didn't know this actually happened in a sunbed shop. I did never think it was a thing until it's happened to me. So the first question is, what actually happened? So I went on a sunbed, put my face where my feet should be, and put my feet under the facial tanner. Did that for 20 minutes, and apparently the tubes are stronger on the tubes than it is on the facial tanner. Clearly, as you can tell. I come off the sunbed, I felt fine. To be fair, in all honesty, I didn't even feel like I had a sunburn. I didn't feel burning, I just felt normal like I would as I get off a sunbed. 2 days later, prior to that, 2 days after that, my sisters woke me up the next morning and been like, look at your face, Nat. And my face were like this. I couldn't even smile. My friend come to my house and looked at my finger. I don't know what made him look at my finger. And he said, Nat, we need hospital now, like, look at your finger. And this finger got infected. Let me show you a picture. This was the ring when it were on. You can see it. They then chopped the ring off. And this is what it looked like. It just kept dashing loads of gunk out. So I've just done a massive video spreading awareness. Share it out, repost it. Or if you know somebody who does this, please tell them not to look at Stater on my lips.
Oh, just going to apply some eye cream. This is the Skin Rock's new eye cream, which I'll talk about in a lot more detail in a future video. I mean, we all know sunbeds are bad for you, right? We all know that. Brazil, Australia, and Iran have all banned sunbeds for commercial use, not for private use. Austria, Belgium, France, Germany, Ireland, Portugal, Spain, Poland, the United Kingdom have all banned sunbeds for who they consider minors. For us, it's like under 18, I believe. And you know, for a reason, obviously, there is no healthy way to use a sunbed, a tanning bed. I used to use them a fair bit, and I would go maybe once a week and go and get like a base tan beforehand, which isn't a thing, you know, to like stop yourself burning, get your skin used to the tan. The tan is skin damage, whether it's a base tan or not. Now, I couldn't find these particular beds that have a higher UV towards the feet. Most of the beds that I found actually advertise consistent tubing throughout the whole of the bed, but there may be a few reasons as to why the UV may be higher towards down there. So reflectors and design, some sunbeds have built-in reflectors or different designs obviously down by the feet to kind of make up for what is sometimes an uneven tan towards the feet, resulting in obviously a higher UV exposure near the feet. But that's literally all I could find. Unsurprisingly, I'm no expert in tanning or tanning beds, to be honest with you. There's also this idea that moisturizing can help. I don't know if I kept it in, but she says like she used the moisturizer after, like that would have stopped any kind of burning or any kind of skin damage after the bed. Like there's some kind of like magic cure to prevent you from peeling, you know, when really all it is you've just dried and damaged the fuck out of your skin, right? Because you've burnt your skin, you've damaged your skin, that is the tan. And then by moisturizing, you just temporarily relieve some of that discomfort, some of that tightness by adding some hydration, moisture to your skin that your skin is now like screaming out for. But underneath it all, you're still dry and damaged, right? The moral of the story is obviously to never use sunbeds. I know I'm speaking to the wrong people. I don't think the vast majority of people don't use tanning beds anymore because they are well aware of the dangers even after just one use. There is no safe way to use them, and we know that. I never understand why people do this for vanity in the moment without thinking about how they're going to look in like even just 5 to 10 years time. The premature aging, the skin damage, the underlying skin damage and possible skin cancers that are going to come to the surface in a few years time, even 20 years time. What worries me is people have asked in the comments if she's going to use sunbeds again, and she hasn't directly replied to them, but she has just simply liked, well-hearted, like the comments, and which pretty much means I think she's going to continue using tanning beds. But listen, let's not bash a person when they're down. I love that she's put her story out there on the internet. As I've said, despite the feedback that she probably knew she was going to get, it's a hard time for her. I hope, with all due respect to her and in her best interest, that she develops a phobia of tanning beds for her own safety. Watch Final Destination 3, please. Please. So I'm going to move on to the moisturizer. As I mentioned, this is Dermatica's Soothing Centella Gel Moisturizer. It's extremely lightweight. It's popping it on there, and let's watch the next video.
Do you know you have 30 minutes? Are you kidding me? 30, yes.
So I'm not 100% sure where this like rumor started that you have to wait 30 minutes to apply your skincare after using a chemical exfoliant. First of all, this creator is an aesthetic nurse practitioner. So we are talking assesses skin conditions, can recommend appropriate skincare regimes, and perform various cosmetic procedures like Botox fillers, etc. But not necessarily an education in formulation science, ingredient compatibility at a molecular level, just so we are clear of the extent of a person's knowledge, right? They may have more education that I just don't know about, however, okay? Her credentials are in her TikTok bio. So I think this actually stems from that dermatologist, I forgot his name, who people kept having to correct over and over, Dr. Charles, MD, I want to say, who had that video talking about how AHA, applying glycolic acid to damp skin, can render your chemical exfoliant useless. So the idea is that every skincare product, right, has about 99% of your skincare products contain water. Therefore, using a moisturizer after using an AHA or BHA will mean that your exfoliant won't work because you've raised the pH of your skin, and chemical exfoliants have to work at a certain pH. This isn't true at all. The amount of water you'd have to have just sat on your face is huge, is massive. if you are wanting to change the pH of your chemical exfoliant. Cosmetic chemist and all-round science debunker, the amazing Ava Perkins, who you should definitely go check out on TikTok and on Instagram, debunked this along with a plethora of other scientists who kept having to correct this man, who was led to misinformation like this being shared by other practitioners of sorts. She debunked this by adding water to the Ordinary's glycolic acid, which is the exfoliant that's often talked about, to show just how much water is actually needed to change the pH of the glycolic acid. The amount of water needed to change that pH was between 500 to 600 milliliters of water, which looks like this. Now, when are you going to have 500 milliliters of water, even 100 milliliters of water, just resting on your face or added from the rest of your skincare routine in order to change the pH of your chemical exfoliant? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. This is what happens when people read a study, try and quote scientific data, all that kind of stuff without actually knowing how these things work. A dermatologist isn't educated in this area of skincare science, right? So everything was taken severely out of context. So no, you do not have to wait between steps, basically. I do personally like to wait a minute or so after using a chemical exfoliant, just because some of them are sticky and I don't like the feeling of it on my skin. So I tend to wait like 1 or 2 minutes, personal preference, but you do not have to wait. It has nothing to do with making your skincare less effective. This is when I'm again going to share this infographic here, right? This is from Beauty Psycom, and this is basically a graph, I don't know what you call these, that shows which expert is the right expert to listen to when it comes to certain topics. Of course, expertise can overlap, but this is the general consensus when it comes to the education that these people receive. Now, before I show you the next video, I don't want you to get angry straight away because this is going to raise a topic that I want to talk about, which I think I've talked about fairly often. Now, I don't know if she's trolling or not because there is obviously still like a filter or something on there, or it's just poor phone quality. I'm guessing she's using the front camera on a phone. But this creator has also shared so many videos where you can very, very clearly see the texture of her skin. Even with makeup, she shows a lot of skin texture. So I think she's taking the piss a little bit here. Her content in her own way seems to swing towards self-confidence, glow ups, all that kind of stuff. And what I'm about to talk now is not related to this influencer, but I was sent this video a lot of times and I didn't think much about it because, I checked out her profile. But this does bring up a topic that I would love your opinion on, because I think it's different from the creator side of this to the viewer side of things. I think when you become a content creator, but more importantly, when you reach a certain level where you are making money from your content, enough that legally you have to declare yourself as a business, for example, you should be investing into your business. And by that, I mean buying a camera that is good enough to show realistic texture of skin if you are creating beauty content. If you are reviewing skincare products, if you want to show how makeup looks on your skin, it's important to have the right equipment. This might just be because I'm a YouTube old school, but if you are charging brands to do a review of their product, it's your responsibility to make sure that review is as accurate as possible and shows off the benefits of those products as accurately as possible, right? So using the front camera on your phone when the quality isn't that great is a red flag for me. And I repeat, this is for creators who can afford to do this. This is for creators who have such a wide, large audience that they are making money from talking online, I don't think it's acceptable for someone to be giving out skincare advice or saying this is what my skin looks like. And this is everyone from experts in the cosmetics field, whatever role that may be, to influencers who I see do this on TikTok. And this is why my skin looks like this. And it's your skin looks like that because the quality of your video is bad. You then upload that into TikTok or Instagram, suppresses the quality even more, and it makes your skin look blurred. I do not think it's okay. I think if you're at a point in your career where you are charging brands for a review, you should have the right equipment to give a good, honest, factual review visually. You know what I mean? I think that's fair, right? This is the kind of thing that makes people think, oh, influencering isn't a real job, because there are people who don't invest in themselves and them as a business. So of course people aren't going to think it's a real job, because people don't treat themselves like a real business. I'm just going to use Tears New. What is this? This is their Watermellow Lip Balm. It's a changing colour lip balm. I literally just got this yesterday in PR. I don't like the way I look when I apply lip balm. Let me know what you think in the comments, because it does my head in, honestly. Final video. I do not blame this creator for being confused, because the world of retinoids is still sometimes confusing for me. Like, I have to stop and think a minute before people ask me a retinoid related question. So this here is just a mix up, I believe, between retinoids, retinol, retinaldehyde, you know, all these kind of stuff. So retinol itself does not need to be yellow in order for it to be effective. However, retinol is naturally yellow. So let's go through them and see what colors they should kind of be. So retinol, which is the vitamin A derivative, is usually colorless in its pure form. So it can appear slightly yellow in some formulations, but it's mainly like white, I guess, in formulations. Retinol or retinaldehyde is naturally yellow. Retinoic acid, tretinoin, is typically yellowish. And retinol esters, which a lot of them are now used in a lot more cosmetics, especially K-beauty, are usually clear or pale colored and less potent than retinol. So retinol's effectiveness is not really determined by its color, but by its formulation stability rather, and how well it converts into retinoic acid. So this is just a little bit of a mix up, but again, this is one that was going viral and people were like, oh my God, I didn't know. It's because it's not completely true. This is just, again, some confusion. So thank you for tagging me in these videos if you did already. This is my response to those. Thank you again to Dermatica for sponsoring today's video. You can check out all their products and those discount codes and links in the description down below. You can watch some more general, I don't know, TikTok reviews here and some general light entertainment here, and I'll see you next time.